Top of the morning, everybody. Welcome to Cowboys, Trailers, and Ranches. I'm Jimbo, and this is my special guest and co-host today, Miss Jennifer Hollingshead.
I'm excited. I'm excited that you're
I'm
here.
excited for you.
Yeah, that you're here.
I have been, I just told Jennifer before we started that I've been looking forward to Castell General Store and her for a long time because I'm just going to tell you guys what you're going to hear today is it's going to do one or two things. It's going to scar you or it's going to drive you to Castell, Texas, because this is its own thing. You guys are in for a treat, and this lady is going to tell you all about it.
I'm excited to tell you about it. I'm scared. I first thing I asked was, can I cuss or not? So that's the first
yeah.
thing
So that language disclaimer.
Yeah. Beep.
Yep.
I'll beat myself
I'm
off.
just telling you right now.
I try not to be too spicy sometimes.
She blows me away. So
yeah,
anyway, so Castell, Texas.
And you're here on a Weed Wednesday.
Yeah.
Did you realize that?
So there it is. There's one thing that you guys are going to learn today in Castell. Weed Wednesday.
Yeah. We've been wearing T-shirts outside.
Why don't you tell everybody about Weed Wednesday? Because I'm sure now they're dying to know.
Hey, it's famous around here. So about 4 years ago, there's a gentleman up the road that has a big house, and he was getting a divorce after like 34 years. And so we decided that we go cheer him up. So why not take, potluck, everything, go over there and cheer him up. So we went over there, and the older gentleman working here, Steve, he's like, Jennifer, it stinks in there. And I'm like, dude, they're smoking pot. He goes, oh no, we're going to get arrested. We're going to get in trouble. And I was like, no, don't worry about it, Steve. So then we just started, it became a tradition. Every Wednesday we meet at Larry's and we bring a potluck. The people that wanted to smoke it, smoked it. The people that, didn't. And we played cards. But believe it or not, it was only 7 of us that started it. And then it became like.
And that's the whole town.
Yeah, well, there's 12 of us.
7. It started out with 7.
Yeah, it started out with 7 of us. And now we're going to 12. But then all of a sudden there's 30-something people there. And we don't know who a lot of them are. And I'm like, dude, we got to stop this for a while. We got to figure out, we're going to get narked on. I don't smoke it myself.
MG.
I promote it. So I'm a big promoter.
So that's just one thing. One thing to start this show off about Castell. So I'm going to paint you a little picture. Castell, Texas, on the Llano River, between Llano, Texas, and Mason, Texas.
We're almost actually in the middle.
Yeah, right. Yeah, pretty much. Right, pretty much.
Yeah, somebody says, where's the grocery store? And I was like, well, 18 here and 18 there. We're almost kind of direct in the middle.
And literally, the general store is the whole town. When I say destination, there's people who come from freaking all over, right?
Actually, I have Travis that's here right now. He's been here for a couple of months. He's from Alaska. So
there you go. Alaska.
Yeah, can you believe that? It's crazy.
So we got a lot to talk about today. Before we get into it, and I am writing for the brand today.
There you go. I thought that.
This is the second part of this lady.
Yeah.
Is Twisted Bitch Cattle Company.
Exactly.
And look her up, Twisted
Aren't
Bitch.
We all a little twisted?
Aren't we all a little twisted? At the end of the day, aren't we all a little twisted, right?
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
With that being said, I want to thank our sponsors, Rodeo Rigs, RodeoRigs.com, Laredo Conversions, LaredoConversions.com. Check them out on the web. And also the Cowboy Roundup, Miss Patty Franklin, CowboyRoundup.com. Ranch Texas, RanchTexas.com. Want to take a minute and talk about Ranch Texas and their listings right now. If you guys are in the market for ranch, small acreage, right now, Ranch Texas has 187 acres in Salado. Beautiful ranch.
Oh, Salato's great.
Salato's
I went there,
up and coming.
Oh, yeah. A friend of mine took me over there, and his mom walked me around the square and everything. So it's a cute little town.
Little town. So we got 187 acres there, 225 acres in Liberty Hill Generational Ranch. Grass. Got cows running on it currently. 48 acres of grass. Beautiful, beautiful property in Hardwood, Texas, just outside of Bastrop. And then what's near and dear to my heart and your heart, 11 acres, just 3.5 miles from Castell in Mason, Texas,
Mason
with the
Punchers.
Llano Mountains in the background.
Yeah.
Oh, gorgeous. So, ranchtexas.com. Look up those listings, guys. It's a good time to buy dirt,
It
right?
is.
Good time to buy
It
dirt,
is.
especially out
Everybody
here.
wants to be here.
They do.
They come here, like Randy says, they come here once,
And
you'll want to come back and
They
move.
do. Absolutely. That's a good point.
That's why I'm
a
here.
great point. That's a great point.
Yeah.
Great point.
Yeah.
Also, Beaver Box, our hat boxes. Have you heard of the Beaver
No.
Box? Oh, I should have brought that.
You
I should have brought mine for you.
What the heck
You're
is
gonna-
a beaver box?
you're gonna
Now,
date-
You can think two different
Yes,
things
you
about
can. And I'm going to tell you, don't Google it.
that. Yeah.
Don't go. Do not, Jennifer,
We're
Google
not
Beaver
PG around
Box.
here.
Go to Shorty's Cowboy Hattery if you want a Beaver Box, and Shorty will hook you up. Thank you, Mr. Scott Powers, for the Beaver Box. So, thank you always, sponsors. Keep us rolling here and showing us love.
Well, you got
So-
great sponsors.
Oh, absolutely. And
Yeah.
word on the street, you're twisted somewhere in the future. In the
don't
future.
overthink
I'm
it.
just saying.
Yeah,
Just
don't
saying.
overthink it.
Just saying. So, with that being said, Miss Jennifer, tell us about who Miss Jennifer Hollingshead is and where she came from.
Gosh, if I could write a book,
The short version.
the short version,
That's
the short
That's the short version, okay?
You know, I was born in Brownwood, Texas. Believe it or not, my parents, we lived in Zephyr, and
Oh, cool.
yeah.
I know Zephyr.
yeah, I
Cool
was a
as
Zephyr
hell.
heifer, as my
Didn't
dad
I-
used to say that. And so then, unfortunately, my parents
This
divorced.
is going to be entertaining.
Oh yeah, and so we moved to Menard, and so I graduated.
Oh,
from
Menard? I didn't know that either.
Yeah,
Yeah.
see.
Yeah,
Graduated
right on.
Menard, went to Angelo State University, and spent majority 30 years in the Angelo area.
Right on.
And up until about 10 years ago, and here I am.
Well,
Yeah,
Castell.
yeah,
Oh,
yeah. It
this
was,
is telling you. This
it's
is
a
gonna
very
be so
interesting
much
journey.
fun. So much fun. Oh my gosh. So you're in the cattle business,
I am.
and so what's that like? And how long you been around cattle?
You know, believe it or not, a lot of people don't know this. I don't even know
Yeah, I
that
may
I've
not.
told them. You may. I bet you don't.
I mean,
So when we lived in Brownwood, between Zephyr and Comanche, we had a dairy. My parents
didn't know that.
My parents owned a dairy. So I've
So you
been
were-
around cows
You were a
since
tip puller.
we were. It wasn't.
That's what we call them
It
growing
wasn't
up.
a
Tip pullers.
natural for a calf to be in the bathtub in my house.
Oh, yeah.
You know, and we
Yeah.
raised them. That's what we did. You know, it's out in the cold, out in whatever. And we had jerseys and we had Holsteins. And so when I started this journey, the gentleman Randy was with. I was struggling, working 3 jobs, trying to put my daughter through college, trying to make ends meet, and he was sitting there talking about cows one day, and I was like, "Shit, I want to do my own cows." He said, "You don't know a damn thing about a cow." Little did he know, I knew a lot more than what he thought.
Yep.
Yep. So somebody gave me a doggy baby calf, and I raised her. Her name was Polly. Of course, you got to name them.
Oh
Everybody
my
says, "Don't
gosh.
name 'em,"
Yeah,
but I
especially
named 'em.
Holsteins.
Oh yeah. So I raised her. She was Angus, and then somebody gave me a bull calf, and I raised him, and he was Pepper. And off those 2, they used to make fun of me here. You know, you got 2 cows. You think you have a cattle company. Blah blah blah. And to this day, I have over 30.
Boom.
So
Ain't nothing
we-
wrong with
yeah.
that. Good for you.
2016 till now.
Right on.
Shoot, yeah.
So which are you commercial? Are they crossbreds? You got some
No, they're
purebreds?
Pure Angus.
Oh, yeah? I
Yeah.
didn't know that either.
Yeah.
So you're using Angus bulls on?
Yep.
Wow.
All the
right
way.
on. Black.
Yep.
Keep it
Yeah.
black.
Oh
Right on.
yeah, that's the first time. One of my friends, I've had some back here, and he had some Charolais, and Charolais kept on jumping. He's
Jumping the
like,
fence.
"Oh no,
Yep.
they're too young to breed." And I'm like,
You got
"Man."
half bloods now.
Oh no, yeah, I know. I'm like, oh, so that was a disaster. But anyway.
So you fixed the fence?
Yes, finally.
No more Charolais bulls.
No. Mm-mm.
So you're in the cattle business.
Yes.
Why do people come to Castell? Population 13 now, guys.
Yes.
They grew.
You know, I think a lot of it is diversity. We have a lot of diversity here. We have a lot. You don't know who's going to walk through the door. We had a
I've seen a little bit. I've seen a little. I
Good and bad.
attest to a little
But-
bit of it.
we had a nice young girl this past weekend from Austin Monthly come in. Her name was Rosie and her boyfriend.
The magazine?
Mm-hmm.
Damn.
Yeah, and
Oh,
she
Hollywood.
came in, and I think she kind of touched my heart because she said, "I've been to a lot of places. I've done a lot of interviews of small towns," and she said, "I'm going to tell you, this feels like a small town." She said, "You're very
cool.
welcoming. You're very." She said, "I don't want to leave. I don't want to go home." And I'm like, "Wow, that kind of hit right there." I'm
Wow.
like, "Wow, that's pretty awesome."
That brought
awesome.
a tear.
It did.
That's really cool. That's
Yeah.
really cool. That's really cool.
No.
Thank
And I
you.
think a lot of it,
Would she get lost?
yeah, something like that. Of course, Randy. Any woman.
Oh, Mayor Randy's another story in itself.
Yeah. Any woman that walks through.
Oh God, here we go.
First one he catches, I was like, oh no, here we go. And you never know.
He's a friendly mayor.
We
Let's
say
just put it that
he's an HR nightmare. That's what we call that. So.
Oh, that is another story in
Yes.
itself. There's some things we're not going to be able to divulge, so we can get people to come out
Oh,
of it, right?
I know.
So, all right. So, y'all open your ears for a second because this story is pretty unbelievable, and I'm gonna let Jennifer tell it because she tells it better than anybody. Tell them about Cockaroo in the back.
Yeah,
right there.
Cockaroo's right
That's
there.
Cockaroo
That
right
is
there.
actually Cockaroo. He's actually stuck. So when Randy first came here, actually the store was over by the post office. I don't know if you knew that. It hasn't always been here.
No,
Yeah.
did not know
We
that.
were over at the
Man,
post office.
Shit, I'm learning today.
I know. And so he had a rooster called Cockaroo, and he had Billy the Bass. You remember Billy the Bass?
Billy the Bass, yeah.
And he pushed
Yes.
a button and it
Yeah.
made the noise.
Yep. Remember Billy.
Yep. So he taught this rooster to jump on Billy the Bass, and fornication started. And he started videoing it. And he videoed it, put it out there, YouTube. I think YouTube was like very starting, and would send it all out. And through that, he made over 268 real estate sales that year.
Off of
That rooster.
Cockaroo. Yeah.
Yeah.
With the bass.
The fornicating rooster.
With the bass.
He's
With the
famous.
bass. Yep, he's right there.
And so
He's watching us right now.
So we couldn't, when he died, we couldn't just throw him in. You can't just.
No,
I mean,
no,
that's
he's a
legendary
freaking. No, he's a
stuff.
legend.
Yeah.
He's a monument.
So we took him to one of our local taxidermy, and he stuffed him for us. And he's still,
Cockaroo
he's
still
he's still
lives, right?
fornicating in heaven.
Oh
That's what
my
they
gosh!
say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I told you. I told you. I might even warn y'all. This was going to be
PG.
something. It was going. Yeah.
So,
You did a very good job of keeping that.
I always say, tell Randy, keep it clean. Keep it
Oh,
clean.
wow. So, yeah, so that's one of the reasons why people come to Castell. That's probably one of the biggest reasons. The other one would be Mayor Randy.
It is.
Just in his entertaining self.
Randy, I always tell him all that. No, this sounds bad, but I always say, how you go to Lukenbach in the Hondo Crouch, they've got him over there. And I said, Randy, we're going to put a sculpture up there, bronzing sculpture of you. And he goes, really? And I was like, yeah, whole full picture. You got Cockaroo right here holding, he's naked, and then his butt, because he loves to moon people. That's his favorite. He takes a bath. Randy takes a bath in the river. And I'm not lying.
I know.
Yeah, I know.
I know. And the bad thing, if you meet Mayor Randy, it's clear as a bell, right?
Yes.
The picture becomes really clear.
There's a great, I think it was 5 or 6 years ago. Was it Texas Monthly did a small town smokers? That's back when we
I
had
remember. I do remember that one.
And it does a great homage to Randy. It really does. It paints, tells the whole story and why he came back here and started Castell. When I first came here, when you walked in the door, it's pretty dirty in here, and there was shit everywhere. This was not here. And
This was added on, right? For most
No,
of
it was here, but
I thought it was-
we tore down like an old barn in Menard, me and my mom and my stepdad, and we put all this up.
Huh.
And because we were getting bigger and we needed more seating.
Right on.
And so we decided, and that's where this came about. And Randy would come, he would go through everything we'd throw away. Randy would go through the dumpsters and pull out. You would see it back on the shelf. Expired shit. And I was like, oh, damn, Randy. We go in the middle of the night.
We threw it away
take
for
out
a reason.
I know. He's real bad. I don't know if that's a German thing. I don't know. I'm pretty sure it is.
I think you might be right. Yeah, they save it. They're pack rats.
Yes.
They save it.
No, he's bad about that.
So
we got him down to one shelf now. It used to be 5 shelves of Randy's stuff, but now it's just one shelf. Yeah.
So with that being said, I know I talk a lot about bucket list shit. This has got to be number one. This is a must. If you are in the Austin area, San Antonio, Fredericksburg, I don't care if you're in Fort Worth. This you got to see it. You have absolutely got to see it with your own eyes, and it's something.
There's not much to it,
something.
you know.
No, it's not.
I think what we found out during COVID was to keep it simple. You know, right. we almost like closed the doors. It was that like bad. And then we started to come back. Of course, beef prices were awful. And then we just talked amongst ourselves and said, you know what? Let's just keep a simple menu.
Simple, stupid.
We got the best burger in town.
You do. They do. And their food. Yeah, she's right. The food is freaking legit.
Yeah.
Beer's cold.
Exactly. What else?
Good people. I mean, you got people coming in for hunting season.
Oh yeah.
You got people coming in the summertime is freaking packed on the weekends because people are on the river.
Mm-hmm.
Side by sides everywhere. I mean, country music at your festivals, which we'll get into in a little bit. It's a cool vibe. I mean, it's one of those things. I know I say it a lot. If you haven't been, you gotta go.
You know, Randy says this, and I think I want to put it on a T-shirt, but I don't know how much trouble I get in. But somebody
that's never stopped you for.
I know. Everybody says, "Oh, you are trying to be like Lukenbach," and Randy says, "No, Castell makes Lukenbach look like Dairy Queen."
And I can hear him saying it.
Yeah.
I can
I was like,
hear him
that's
saying
a great quote.
That is a T-shirt.
Yeah.
You should do that.
I think I should.
You should do that.
Yeah,
which leads me into my next topic for you, ma'am. Where did Twisted Bitch Cattle Company come from? What's the whole story and vibe behind that? Because I wear it. I proudly wear it. I ride for the brand. I love this stuff. Love it.
So when I was going through a divorce, I actually walked through the doors. Randy caught me. We visited, and he said, "You need to come to work for me." And my mom looked at me and she was like, "You know what? You need to do it. Your daughter's going to college. You do it." So my ex-husband used to come in here and call me a bitch all the time. You know, I'm trying to start a cattle business, trying to run, and I used to tell my daughter, I was like, "Look, we need to come up with Bitch Cattle Company something." And she's like, "Mom, you can't do that. It's a bad word." And I'm like, no, and I really, to tell you the truth, I think I was married for 18 years. And after I got a divorce, I was like liberated. I could do, my voice, right. I could cuss and I could, I mean, when I first started here, I didn't even drink. Heck.
Oh, I believe that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you're rounded all the time.
I was a little quiet, didn't say a whole lot. Now, shoot, I know filter.
That I call BS on. I call BS on that.
But anyway, so we kind of played it around, and I had an architect friend that came and hunted out here, and he said, "I'll draw you up something, just let me know what it is." And he was the same way. He was like, "I don't know, Jennifer. I don't think I'd call it bitch." And I was like, "Well, that's what I want to do. By God, that not going to stop me now. It's what I'm doing." And so I did, and I just put some, just regular for me, on a cat. And I was in Fredericksburg one night, and this guy comes up to me, and he's, "I want one of those." And I was like, "Ding, ding, ding, want one. We're going to sell it." And then my daughter, we talk back and forth. She goes, "Yeah, Mom, they might sell. Who knows? Just try it." And so I put some out here, and then the rest is history, really.
Well, it's a great.
Everybody's trying to change.
Great.
I don't know. Have you seen Lainey Wilson?
Yeah.
You seen her in concert?
Twice. I saw her twice this year already.
Yeah, me too. And
amazing.
At the end of her concert, she tells the story of staying true to yourself.
Yes,
Do
absolutely.
not let and everybody's trying to change me on my name. They're like, "Oh, that's bad. Oh, you can't say that. Oh," and I'm like,
I got
my
news
wine?
for him. This is mild.
Right. My wine person, she's like, yeah, Jennifer, you really want to put this? And I'm like, no, I'm staying true to who I am. If you don't want to, do that,
Then
then
that's fine,
don't do
right?
it.
Absolutely,
You know,
right on. Right on.
And some people don't like it. Some people, I don't.
Yeah, exactly.
Once you tell the story, that it's not just, and people are like, you know what, that's.
And they appreciate it more.
Right.
They appreciate it more, and have, I promise you, a lot more respect for you by the end of the conversation than when it started.
Right. And so that's what I'm driven for, and it's I think where we're headed with it is a great direction. There's so much out that I'm trying to do right now. I'm right in the middle of doing a seasoning line.
You are?
Yeah. It's supposed to be out the end of this month.
Twisted Bitch season?
Mm-hmm. All around bitch season. Yeah.
Brilliant. Love it.
I
That's
got
awesome. Love that.
I've got some sauces and stuff that we're coming up with. Trying,
Y'all be ready for it.
Yeah,
Y'all be
I'm
looking
ready.
for it.
Yeah.
Y'all be looking for it. Throw that hat over here.
Yeah.
This is one of her sayings.
Yes.
Freaking Ransom's a bitch.
So,
She's got t-shirts,
so
hoodies.
So today is
stuff.
Weed Wednesday, and so at Weed Wednesday, we sit around. Believe it or not, I have different koozies that
Yeah.
to say I'm a bitch, marriage is a bitch. So we sit around thinking of different koozies, and
on Weed Wednesday.
yeah, and we just pick those ones, and then the ones that are good get a check mark, and they go off to production.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
some people call it Hump Day.
Yeah.
Castell calls it Weed Wednesday.
WW. Now, you got to get the shirt.
Oh, I love it. I'm telling you, entertainment at its finest.
Mhm.
But go to twistedbitchcattlecompany.com.
.com. Yep.
Check all her apparel out. It is some cool stuff. She's got some cool sayings,
Yes.
cool gear. The logo is freaking badass.
Yeah, I even
Logo.
sponsored a golf team.
Yes, this is a golf team shirt.
And
That's freaking
and
sick.
everybody's gone crazy over these shirts.
I want
and I was
one.
like,
I want to be on the team. Come on. I was a
there you
little
go.
butthurt I didn't get invited.
Well, now I know. You can
Another
have my
day.
team next year.
It's another day. It's another year.
We'll pick a different.
Okay. Also, Facebook, right? You on
Yes, Facebook,
Instagram,
Instagram,
right?
Twitter. We're on it.
Are you currently looking for? Because I know a lot of companies that you haven't just started, but always looking for ambassadors.
Yes, very
so
much. We're always looking for ambassadors.
reach out to Jennifer,
Please
Castell
do.
General Store.
Yeah.
That's
We're
what
always
find.
looking for somebody to help us out and ride the brand and keeping it twisted.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Love that.
All us bitches got to stick together.
Oh,
So,
very well said, Jennifer. Very well said. So we come up with something to ask all our guests. It's kind of our go-to question now at the end.
Mhm.
So if you were to change anything in our industry, the Western industry,
Mhm.
okay, to keep it Western, what would it be?
I don't know that I would change much. I think I would educate probably our younger generation to do a better job of passing it along. I think Yellowstone maybe has maybe. I mean, Western's always been on my map.
Right.
Western's always,
Absolutely.
I think
Absolutely.
maybe Taylor Sheridan's made it a bigger deal because people now see that.
Right. Shed
Yeah.
a lot of light on the industry.
Yeah,
Right.
but I would think, to keep our generation, our young generation, and sculpting them to make it, true to what it is, true to what the Western part is, and
Right.
the cowboy. And
Educate.
So
educating the younger, right?
Yeah.
Because we talk about it. We talk about quite often on the show that this generation is pretty. I don't want to say. Yeah, I'm going to say clueless to
Very
the
clueless.
Western industry
Yes,
and what number one, what it entails,
right.
what we've went through back
Exactly.
in the day, because
Oh yeah.
we grew up in a different
My
different
mother
age.
always, I went through my divorce and stuff. She was like, head down, ass up, go to work.
I say that all the time. I love
You know?
that. I
Yeah.
love that.
Yeah, I'm like,
Love that.
that's. And you know what? Working makes it better.
It does.
It does.
It does absolutely.
So I think educating.
Okay. Well, that's been a
We can
topic of
educate a lot of
conversation.
people around here. I'll tell you.
in Castell.
Yeah. And all of it's not PG.
Oh gosh, I'm telling you, it's this
We
is
keep it
this is
real.
a must. This is a
You
must.
want to go where things are real? Come right here.
Favorite story.
My favorite story?
Favorite Castell story on a small range.
Gosh, there's so many.
I know.
I would think my favorite story is about 6 years ago. I wanted to be baptized. And there's
Didn't see that coming.
Yeah, I know. Isn't that crazy? So a good friend of mine, Matt Carter, was moving to Houston, and I asked him before he left if he could baptize me in the Llano River. He was like, sure.
Right on.
And May 15th, 6 years ago, he took me down. We went down there, and I'm telling you, there was 100 people down there. I shit you not. There was, and I was thinking, damn.
All for your baptism?
Yes. And I'm thinking,
you had no clue.
No clue. And I'm thinking to myself, holy shit.
She is pretty popular.
These people are either wanting to drown me or they're wanting to see if the river's going to dry up. I don't know. I mean, why are these people, you know? But it was, I'm going to tell you, it was the best experience ever.
Really?
I mean, I wasn't baptized as a kid.
That's pretty freaking cool.
So when we came down and there was it was a feeling. It was just a feeling, you know?
Once again,
it was a feeling.
Absolutely do not know what you're going to see or get into when you come here.
I know. And by the way, we do have church here the first Sunday.
I'm glad you brought that up.
Drinking with Jesus. Free Bloody Marys.
We couldn't forget that.
Yeah. We have Reagan Lambert, who comes and speaks, lasts 30 minutes. It's over 90 people come.
Who does that?
Yeah. For our community.
Who does that?
I'm not sure if it's the drinking or the preaching.
I think it's a little both. We'll just call it a little both.
There you go.
So, and I'm gonna. You forgot that. So that is a freaking hoot. So that is.
You like our new nut guys? They're great.
Oh, I didn't see that.
Yeah.
Oh God.
They said they look like that.
That was Mary Randy.
They said they look like they had camel toe.
Mary Randy's been to the gym.
I said, no, Jody, they don't have camel toe.
So Testicle Festival. When is that?
May 20th.
May 20th. Okay, it's coming up.
Yeah.
Holy crap, that's right around the corner.
It's a year and
plenty of nuts, right?
Yes.
And you've got sponsorships for that, right?
I do.
Little nuts, big nuts, right?
Yeah. I've got
pretty
blue
cool.
nuts. This year I've got a guy that's pickled nuts.
Oh. Did you make that up?
No, he did actually. He builds pickle courts.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
So
I said,
that's pretty ingenious.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
Pickle nuts. Yeah, there you go.
Did you get smoked nuts in there too?
Yeah.
Oh, not smoking nuts. Right.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Eric and the Smoking Nuts.
Yeah, that's a band.
Yes.
At the Testicle Festival.
Exactly.
They're
awesome.
That's pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
And Kyle Park. You can't forget Kyle.
Oh yeah, Kyle Park. Yeah, sorry. If
We're excited.
you're a Texan, you know Kyle Park. Honestly though, it's something you gotta. If you're near it, don't expect anybody to fly in from Boston or anything. You never know.
You know what the best one?
You never know.
Come on Friday, and you can help us clean nuts and drink beer for
That's
free.
right. That's right. I got invited last year. And
Yeah.
for some reason, I was.
You know how many women?
Cleaning something.
Do you know how many women sat here and
clean
got
nuts?
Yeah. I got about 30.
You know what? I think it's something. I think there's something everybody should experience. I remember slicing them. I remember, castrating, but I never. So I watched growing up. I was the guy that held the tail.
Mm-hmm.
We had a gentleman by the name of Fred Barber that always did our castrating for us. But I was the one that had to freaking watch the healer so they didn't freaking eat all the nuts out of the bucket, right? So we had a little bit to eat afterwards. Stay away from there.
Leave those alone.
Oh gosh.
Everybody wants nuts.
So I've got it's on my mind, so I gotta say it. I listen to in the mornings. I listen to Pep Talk. It's a kind of a motivational app on your phone. I don't know if you've ever Pep Talk heard it. It's really good.
Need that.
It's really good. And believe it or not, Steve Harvey has become one of my favorite guys to listen to on Pep Talk.
Really? I love him. Family Feud.
He's a hoot. He's freaking amazing. I mean, this guy. I mean, seriously, if you look at him in that aspect,
right?
You listen to Pep Talk, you can't even imagine that he's speaking in that kind of term, right? So
I'm a big Barstool. I listen to a lot of Barstool podcasting and stuff. Barstool. Yeah. They're kind of diversified, younger crowds and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But they do have one on business and stuff that is very good.
Barstool though.
Barstool Sports, yeah.
I have to keep that in mind.
Yeah.
So Steve Harvey's had a quote the other day I was listening to, and it's like stuck, and it's something I believe and say a lot myself, but he just kind of put it into layman terms. And so that quote is, when you get up in the morning, you put your feet on the floor. That's God's way of saying, I ain't done with you yet.
Wow.
Keep your head down, keep your ass up, keep going.
Exactly.
And I don't, you know what I mean? I know it's fairly simple, but at the same time, it's a lot of what we forget about.
Exactly.
We
lose our
it.
way of that.
We do.
Very much.
You know, so be grateful, guys.
Every day.
Feet on the floor in the morning. Be grateful.
Mm-hmm.
And so with that, I'm gonna thank Miss Jennifer Hollingshead and Twisted Bitch and General Store. This has been fun.
Oh,
this has been
please
fun.
come out and see us.
Yes,
May the 20th, anytime, really. But we're excited this year because I think like I said, we host a whole diversity of different people, and it comes under one little place.
It does. I've been there.
You can't get any better than right here in the Hill Country.
Yeah. And this lady is an amazing bartender. There's not a lot of people I can say, literally, when I walk through that door, she's got one cracked and waiting for me. So,
yeah.
She's amazing. She's here, pretty much here all the time, right?
Every day.
Yeah, every day.
You got to make it work.
This is the mainstay. That's right. Yes. So hey, do you know how we sign off?
No. How do we do it?
Let her buck and keep it Western. Okay.
Okay.
Ready? 1, 2, 3. Let her buck
and
keep it Western. Ciao.
Jody.